true. Hi, welcome back. We're here with Burt Reynolds, who is in New York because his film opens tonight. It's Lucky Lady and has Liza Minnelli and Gene Hackman and Burt Reynolds, three great stars in it. When I said I wanted to talk about relationships, this is what I meant. Being at the level that you are, I think people listen to you. When they see Burt Reynolds, they think, oh, Burt Reynolds had to say. And a lot of times you're on shows, and I think that they make kind of a cartoon out of you. They're asking you, like, what do you wear to bed and stuff like that. And I don't care about that, but I'd be curious to how you feel about things in a relationship with another woman. How do you feel about fidelity? Is that important to you? Is it important, if you're involved in a really serious relationship, not to fool around with other women, or what?
I'd like to start off with a nice, easy question like that.
That's an easy one.
Yes, I am interested in fidelity, and if I am having a relationship with a woman, it is. It would be terribly, terribly difficult for me to go out and just fool around a lot and look at her. Notice that I added the word "a lot."
A lot.
No, I don't think I could. I was with a woman for 4 years, which is the longest period of time I've ever been with a lady, and she was a lady. And because I respected her so much, during that time I didn't fool around at all.
Are you talking about Dinah, or is this dates her? Well, people want to know.
No, they don't. They want to know whether I was with somebody for 4 years.
4 years.
It doesn't really matter.
All right,
who
it doesn't
she was.
matter who it was. I agree with you there. I'll buy that.
And I think that there's nothing more attractive to me than a woman who is with someone at a party, and regardless of whether she's across the room from him, they're together, if you know what I mean.
I know exactly what you mean.
And you can feel them there, even though they're far away. I do have a thing about people crawling all over each other at parties, because I have a feeling that when they go home, they're all worn out.
They're in separate rooms.
Yeah, nothing's happening. It's all show and no go.
I think that as a relationship evolves, one of the hardest... Ringo Starr wrote a song that I play a lot, or at least when I make tapes, for myself, I listen to. And one of the lyrics is... I can't remember the lyric. No, it's...
you really love that song.
Don't ask for much. I only want trust.
Yeah.
But, it don't come easy. And for me, personally, that has always been the thing in a relationship, I think, that I have striven for. Trust. Real trust. The kind of trust where you don't have jealousy. You don't have doubt. Just, it's there.
Well, I once said to a lady that I think the only way this relationship is going to work out is that if you remain a butterfly, which she was, and don't go back to being a caterpillar. And I think that sometimes men, certainly men and women, have a tendency to... the very thing that attracts you to a woman, happened to me in my marriage, as a matter of fact, which didn't last very long. The very thing that attracted me to her and why I married her were the very things that I wanted to change once we got married, because I thought that marriage was supposed to be a certain way. I mean, I had been brought up that way. And all the freedom, and she was a flower child, and the original flower child before it was in fashion. And I tried to change her, and it was really my fault that the marriage didn't work. And you can't change people. You shouldn't try to change people. If that's what attracts you to them, you should let them have that. And trust is a great deal of that. But if for instance, for example, if a woman falls in love with you, and this is part of your job, interviewing people and trying to get inside their heads and going with them. I mean, going with the moment.
Right, exactly.
She has to allow you to do that, because that's what's going to make... I mean, our personality is an accumulation of all the people that we meet and know. And if you're put on an island with Jack Carter and Milton Berle at the end of 4 years...
I'd have a tough time.
You're going to be a rotten person. You have to really kind of shotgun yourself out and give people a chance and try to give and get from them. And as a result, you'll be bigger and better. Pearls are coming out of my mouth.
It's true.
Pearls.
These are nice things. These are nice
God,
things.
I'm boring when I do this.
How do you feel? Have you worked out in your life jealousy? Have you grown to a point when you now care about somebody, you don't worry about being jealous of them?
No. No,
Do you think, is it an important thing?
I think that's unnatural.
Ah, I know exactly. It's almost on a physical level it's unnatural.
It would be unnatural to me. No, I'm not talking, I can't speak
No,
for other people.
we're just talking with you.
But I see people who, in fact, I'm constantly having, not constantly, but a lot of times having men do the strangest things with their wives, which I find rather unnatural. I couldn't, if I was having a relationship with a woman, quite honestly, not be jealous if she obviously took a run at somebody at a party. If she said to me, or somebody else found her terribly physically attractive and took a run at her, then I would be flattered. By that, I wouldn't be jealous.
Right.
But if she in turn took a run at him, I would be jealous, yes. Now, I don't know how I would react to that.
Yeah.
I mean, I might react internally. On the outside, I might look like Cary Grant. Well, isn't that wonderful?
Yes,
All
doesn't
right,
make a
Susie.
difference.
Hello there. Have a good time.
Do you have any sense at all of trying to strive to be at the point where you wouldn't be threatened by that? And I'm precisely the same. Precisely. I, on the outside, might not show it. On the inside, I'd wonder, why is she going for that man? But in my head, I see this as something that I'd like to get to a point where, if that's where her urges are taking her, let her go in that direction. I don't need...
Oh, I do that. I must say I would do that. But you see, that's ego, which is another insurmountable problem that we all have. I mean, if she did want to go with the man, I would say go, and I'll be with you, and don't come back. I wouldn't, I certainly wouldn't, you know, chase her down the hallway and say, look, you know, we've got something wonderful and you're blowing it. It would be obvious by her leaving with the fella that she'd already blown it as far as, but she'd know that. I mean, if I was with somebody long enough, she'd know me well enough to know that.
Yeah.
But it works as a two-way street, isn't it? I mean, you can't be that chauvinistic that it doesn't work the same way for you. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd have to know that
It has to be a two-way.
I'd blown it for
Yeah.
sure if she saw me driving down the street with some lady. It's over.
Living with your ego.
Yes. Hello.
Hi, ego. For we'll say the last 4 or 5 years when you've really made it big, has it been difficult to keep yourself in the proper perspective for yourself?
No, not for me.
That's good.
The problem has always been other people's image of what you are, and trying
that's
to
very
live up to what they think you are.
Their
and,
illusion.
and they're being disappointed in what you're not, or what they think you should be. And you see, Johnny Carson is not that way all day long. He doesn't wake up in the morning and go, you know, da 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 da. I mean, he isn't
Bang
that
your
funny.
pencil on his desk.
Oh,
right.
yes, he doesn't do that. I mean, that is 90 minutes of his life, and he is the best at that.
I
90
agree.
minutes, the best.
I agree with you there.
But and Dick Cavett isn't that cerebral all the time. I don't think. Maybe he is.
Dick, I don't know.
I don't know either. But you meet people, and they say to you, say something funny, which immediately makes me want to punch them in the chops. I mean, I don't want to have to perform. I mean, I want to meet them on a personal level, or it's like walking up to Charlie Bronson and say, be virile, Charlie, because you're boring if you're not. I mean, I think Charlie probably has an awful lot to say. I'm sure he does.
He must.
He doesn't say it. I don't think that my own personal ego has changed at all. I mean, the reason that you make it, the reason that you finally get there, wherever the hell it is that I'm at, is because I always believed that, quite honestly, I could be a personality, in quotes, actor combination. And a lot of actors that I'd met, quite honestly, off the screen were either wonderful actors and not terribly bright,
Mm-hmm.
or the opposite, really bright and intelligent.
Really original personalities,
and
but
not very good actors. They never had been able to put that onto the screen. And that there are a lot of exceptions to that rule, and the ones that are exceptions to that rule are the ones that are working a lot.
What I think is fulfilling there is that you have really fulfilled your faith in yourself. some original faith at some point that you must have had in yourself. We have to take a break for a commercial, and we'll return with Burt Reynolds after this.